At Incheon Airport, which is usually a busy gateway into and out of South Korea, the morning was different than usual. The sun hasn't even fully revealed itself yet, but crowds are already flooding the international arrivals area. The sound of footsteps, the panicked cries of the security staff, and the enthusiastic shouts of the fans combined into one, creating an atmosphere that was almost like a concert hall. All eyes are fixed on one common point: the arrival door where their idols will appear. It was not an ordinary day for ARMY, as BTS fans are called, as two long-awaited members, Jimin and Jin, are rumored to be returning and appearing together for the first time in a long time. This moment has been eagerly awaited, full of longing and even long speculation about how they will react in public after the various news, rumors, and stories that circulated during their respective activities. That morning, the air in Incheon was colder than usual, probably due to the shifting seasons. However, the coldness of the air did not at all hinder the ardor of the fans who stood outside from the very early morning. Some of them came with banners bearing words of encouragement, while others wore BTS-themed t-shirts and jackets, complete with accessories such as a gently flashing light-stick ARMY bomb. Some come alone, some with friends, and some bring family, proving that BTS's appeal transcends age limits. Some faces looked tired from staying up late, but their smiles never disappeared. "I haven't even slept at all," said one fan from Japan, who said he flew specifically to Seoul just for the moment. "I want to be the first to welcome them back. I waited for this for over a year." Rumors of Jimin and Jin's arrival had been circulating since the night before, when several international fanbase accounts shared snippets of information from sources believed to be close to management. Although HYB, the agency that oversees BTS, did not officially confirm it, the signs were enough to make armies around the world monitor developments via social media. Hashtags such as hashtag Jimin and Jin back, hashtag welcome home Jin, and hashtag Park Jimin immediately skyrocketed into global trends. On Twitter, Instagram, to TikTok, wild speculations have sprung up, from the possibility that they will announce a new joint project, to allegations that this appearance is part of a secret promotion. Behind all that, however, one thing is certain: fans just want to see them smile again, together in one frame. When the clock struck 7:15, small movements began to be seen in the arrivals area. Some of the security staff closed off part of the path, forming a human barricade to keep a distance between the idol and the crowd. Cameras from local and international media began to rise, their lenses pointed to automatic glass doors covered with no-go stickers. Seconds feel like minutes, and minutes feel like hours. The sound of cheering began to be heard slowly, then grew larger when the first figure was seen. Jin, with neat black hair and wearing a cream-colored bomber jacket, stepped out with a slight smile. In his hand, he carried a simple backpack, but the aura of a superstar could not be hidden. Shouts of "Sikjana" echoed throughout the room, making the genie had a little laugh and waved. Just a few steps behind him, Jimin appeared. She wore a black beanie hat, a white mask that partially covered her face, and an oversized jacket that made her look relaxed but still alluring. Although part of her face was covered, her distinctive eyes were immediately recognized by fans. The cheers turned into hysterical shouts as the two members stood side by side, smiled at each other, and reflexively waved their hands toward the camera. That moment, although it only lasted a few seconds, seemed to pay off all the ARMY's long wait. However, there was something different about their interaction that day. Jin, who is known for his cheerful personality and full of jokes, looks a little calmer than usual. He spoke slowly to Jimin, and Jimin seemed to nod with a faint smile. Some fans who filmed the moment speculated that they may have been sharing a brief conversation about how incredible this welcome was. A fan site master standing in the front row said that he saw Jimin's eyes slightly glazed over, as if holding back emotions. No wonder, considering that during the period of conscription and public hiatus, Jimin was rarely seen in person before the ARMY in this relaxed atmosphere. Meanwhile, the atmosphere on social media is heating up. Short videos recording their first steps in Incheon instantly spread like a wildfire in a dry field. Within minutes, the clip had reached millions of views. Armies from around the world began posting rave messages, with some even making creative edits that combined moments of the day with old footage from BTS concerts, creating a sense of nostalgia. "It feels like seeing a long-separated family finally reunited," wrote one fan on Twitter, whose post was liked by more than 100,000 accounts. Shortly thereafter, several reporters managed to get a brief statement from Jin. In his trademark style, he simply said, "It's good to be back. Thank you for waiting," then smiled broadly. Jimin, although he didn't say much, gave a heart gesture with his finger, a gesture that immediately made ARMY scream with joy. Although the interaction was brief, the energy emanating from the two was enough to make the morning in Incheon feel like a big celebration. This is not just an ordinary reunion. For many fans, this is a symbol that BTS's long journey, with all its challenges and changes, still continues. The presence of Jimin and Jin together is a reminder that although each member is now going his own way, their bond remains strong. In previous interviews, the two members have often expressed how much they miss moments of togetherness, both on stage and out of the public spotlight. Now, that moment is back in front of the millions of eyes that have been waiting. As they left the airport in a waiting black car, fans stood there, unwilling to let go of the sight. Some were still crying. Others were laughing happily while staring at the phone screen, playing back the recording they had just taken. One thing is for sure, that morning will be an unforgettable memory for all those present, and also for the millions of ARMYs around the world who can only watch it from afar. In one simple moment, Jimin and Jin managed to prove that their presence still has the power to shake the world. When viewed from the entertainment industry's perspective, this incident is a reminder that BTS's appeal is not just a musical phenomenon, but an emotional phenomenon that involves the mutual relationship between artists and their fans. This reunion is not just about faces coming back to the public, but about a sense of connection that has been strong over the years, tested by distance, time, and circumstances. That day, Incheon Airport became a silent witness to how strong the bond is, and perhaps this is just the beginning of a new chapter that will make the world talk about BTS again. News of their return soon hit the headlines on various international news portals, from Asian entertainment media to major outlets in America and Europe. Photos of Jimin and Jin walking side by side at the airport adorned the front page, along with a brief analysis of the significance of the moment for BTS' future. In fact, some industry experts call this joint emergence a strategic signal that a new era of the group is about to begin. Meanwhile, ARMYs around the world staged live broadcasts, rewatching every second of the footage from various angles, dissecting the facial expressions of the two, looking for signs that might hint at something bigger to come.